Presented by Listen Headlines, latest world news from trusted sources.
January 17, 12:33 America, New York. China antivirus measures in full force after Beijing case. Beijing's first reported case of the Omicron variant has prompted stepped-up measures in the nation's capital, just weeks before it hosts the Winter Olympic Games. January 17, 12:08 America, New York. Birju Maharaj, legend of India's Kathak dance form, dies. Birju Maharaj, a legend of classical Indian dance and among the country's most well-known performing artists, has died.
January 17, 5:31 America, New York. Tonga volcano, video shows eruption day before tsunami. Watch dramatic footage of the underwater volcano erupting the day before it triggered a tsunami.
January 17, 5:22 America, New York. Indonesian officials make rare visit to Israel on COVID-19. Israel's army radio says a delegation of Indonesian officials made a rare visit to Israel recently to discuss coronavirus strategies, despite the countries not having diplomatic relations. January 17, 5:17 America, New York. Drone attack may be behind Abu Dhabi tanker explosion, fire. Police say drones may have sparked an explosion on 3 oil tankers in Abu Dhabi and may have caused a separate fire at an extension of the Emirates' main airport on Monday. January 17, 5:16 America, New York. 7 in Swiss trial over protest against quarry expansion. 7 activists have gone on trial in Switzerland on charges including trespassing and resisting arrest over their roles in a campsite protest against the expansion of a limestone quarry in rolling Swiss countryside. January 17, 5:08 America, New York. COVID kills poor as rich get richer, report. Oxfam says that the poor have died from vaccine inequality and a lack of access to treatment. Oxfam, a charity confederation, has said that while the wealth of the world's top 10 richest people has doubled during the pandemic, the poor around the globe continue to suffer due to a dearth of vaccines and treatment. January 17, 5:06 America, New York. Prince Harry takes UK government to court. The Duke of Sussex has warned that he is unable to return to his home due to the Home Office's refusal of police protection.
January 17, 5:06 America, New York. Israeli ex-PM Netanyahu's cases could be dropped in plea deal. The former prime minister is discussing terms which could see a dramatic end to his criminal trial. January 17, 5:03 America, New York. Abu Dhabi airport fire, drone attack, causes 3 oil tankers to explode. Police in the United Arab Emirates, UAE, said parts of a plane that could possibly be a drone had been found, as Yemen's Houthi movement claimed to have launched an operation deep in the UAE.
January 17, 5 o'clock America, New York. The eerie, lunar nothingness of Namibia's skeleton coast. The stretch of coastline in southwest Africa is a strange and beautiful reminder that, in the end, we are powerless against nature and time. January 17, 4:59 America, New York. Sweden puzzled by drones spotted over 2 nuclear power plants. Swedish authorities are puzzled by reports that drones last week were seen hovering over 2 nuclear power plants on the country's Baltic Sea coast.
January 17, 4:46 America, New York. Tonga tsunami, major damage reported amid communications blackout. Significant damage has been reported, but with communications down the scale is unclear. January 17, 4:33 America, New York. SLS. NASA fixes glitchy megarocket equipment ahead of key test. NASA fixes malfunctioning equipment on a new rocket designed to take astronauts to the moon.
January 17, 4:27 America, New York. Disgraced lobbyist reportedly pleads guilty in 2016 election meddling case. George Nader funneled millions of UAE money to "our sister" Hillary Clinton. An advisor to the government of the United Arab Emirates has admitted guilt in illegal donations of millions of dollars to Hillary Clinton's 2016 presidential campaign, The Intercept has learned. January 17, 4:23 America, New York. A record virus surge in the Philippines, but doctors are hopeful. Health officials say recent infections have been milder than those seen in previous waves, though they are still urging caution. A COVID test at a home in Quezon City, the Philippines, on Monday. This is really different. A different surge compared to Delta, one Filipino medical expert said. January 17, 4 o'clock America, New York. FAA reveals which planes can potentially withstand 5G interference. The U.S. Federal Aviation Administration has cleared less than a half of the nation's commercial fleet.
January 17, 3:46 America, New York. Deported Djokovic heads home to Serbia as Australian Open begins. His absence means Rafael Nadal is all alone as he tries to break the record for most men's singles titles. Roger Federer also has 20 but is out after knee surgery.
January 17, 3:35 America, New York. Trial against philanthropist and dozens resumes in Turkey. The trial against prominent Turkish civil rights figure Osman Kavala has resumed on the 1539th day of his pre-trial detention, but without his participation.
January 17, 3:16 America, New York. Man left paralyzed after car crash says he can now walk and talk after COVID jab. Dularchand Munda, 55, from India, has regained the ability to walk and talk for the first time since a car crash in 2017 after having a jab, leaving local medics baffled.
January 17, 3:12 America, New York. Flights viewing damage to Tonga from huge undersea volcano eruption. A towering ash cloud since Saturday's eruption had prevented earlier flights. Some Tonga residents described it as looking like a moonscape as they began cleaning up from tsunami waves and ash.
January 17, 3 o'clock America, New York. Eastern Europe test new forms of media censorship. With new, less repressive tactics, countries like Serbia, Poland and Hungary are deploying highly effective tools to skew public opinion. Belgrade, the capital of Serbia, last week.
January 17, 2:56 America, New York. Tonga volcano. British woman missing after tsunami, swept her away with her dogs. Angela Glover, 50, was swept away as she and husband James were hit by 4-foot waves on the west coast of Tongatapu, the country's main island. CNN World News. January 17, 2:51 America, New York. China's birth rate drops for a fifth straight year to record low. China's birth rate plummeted for a fifth consecutive year to hit a new record low in 2021, despite government efforts to encourage couples to have more children in the face of a looming demographic crisis.